Hey everyone, me Kevin here with an update from Larry Kudlow on stimulus sizing, an update from Republicans on progress, and more. Thank you, by the way, to the dozens of you who emailed me for bundle coupons over just the last few hours for the YouTube course, the real estate course, the stocks and money courses. The main code that you could use does expire Monday in the description down below, and you can personally email me at kevin@meetkevin.com if you're looking for a bundle coupon. Republicans are looking at increasing the size of their new stimulus package, with reporters indicating that the GOP is currently focusing on child care providers and increasing the size of the next stimulus bill to ensure that they properly cover child care. This comes as not just younger children are being exposed to the coronavirus, but young adults are as well, such as over 1,000 students who have tested positive for COVID-19 at the University of Alabama as classes resumed earlier this month. In just the span of 8 days, the school has had 1,043 cases and 9 faculty members have fallen ill. Obviously, the need for support for schools is growing. If you have questions, by the way, on stimulus, stocks, or real estate, feel free to tweet me. I've never mentioned that, but I kind of feel like doing some tweeting tonight, so feel free to do that. At RealMeetKevin. That's my Twitter. Somebody squatted on Meet Kevin. Thanks, Twitter. We've already heard that Donald Trump is open to signing a $1.3 trillion stimulus bill, and that's great because it's almost 3 times the skinny bill that we keep hearing rumors about. We also know that Nancy Pelosi is on a water slide for her numbers. She went from 3.4 trillion down to 3, down to 2.4, and now she's at 2.2. This means literally over the last 2 days, we've seen the parties get closer by the tune of $500 billion. Trump up 300, Pelosi down 200. This is good. If we could keep this progress going, we'd get to a compromise pretty fast. Larry Kudlow did also give us some additional guidance straight from the White House. Larry Kudlow believes that Donald Trump's red line is $2 trillion. Now, a red line in politics is a symbol for something that if it's crossed, then it would be a hard no for a certain politician. Now, that definitely doesn't mean the politician can't change their mind, because in fairness, this has happened many times. Politicians on both the left and the right routinely break their red lines. But Donald Trump suggesting that his red line is $2 trillion is a really interesting way to set the conversation. He basically just said, we're having a discussion between $1.3 trillion and $2 trillion. We know he's ready to sign $1.3 trillion, and we know he won't sign something more than 2. So we're having a discussion between 1.3 and 2 per Donald Trump. That's a really good signal to Republicans who shouldn't even be wasting their time with anything smaller, and it's not that far away from $2.2 trillion. So it appears, at least, we're finally getting closer. And this is certainly way better than where we were a month ago, because trust me, I'm just as frustrated. It's so annoying seeing these little baby steps moving in closer. But look, a month ago, we were still at 1 trillion, maybe 900 billion, versus the $3.4 trillion HEROES Act or nothing. We have come some way. Obviously, Congress is incredibly slow and slapping all of us in the face. It makes us feel like they don't care about us at all. But current estimates are that anything over a $1.5 trillion package should include stimulus checks, which will very likely be $1,200 per person and $500 for dependents of all ages. Now, obviously, and unfortunately, we've had a lot of political bickering and drama. It's like we've got clowns on the left and jokers on the right, and here we are stuck in the middle as our bank accounts dwindle and politicians dawdle. But I suppose the joke of Congress is at least making some progress, and that is good news. Larry Kudlow was then asked why Trump had these large tax cuts in 2017 if they're worried about saving money. To this, Larry Kudlow just said, well, Democrats have unrelated things in their bill as well. On unemployment, those unemployed in Arizona and Montana have been paid retroactively with 4 weeks of pay. Louisiana, Missouri, Tennessee, and Texas have been paid retroactive pay for 3 weeks. On COVID news, we are now at 182,711 deaths. And tomorrow, there's a good chance we might hit 6 million cases in the United States. That's 6 times Russia, 10 times the case count of Mexico, and almost 2 times the case count of India and Brazil. We hit 46,000 cases yesterday, and we are trending downwards. Reports are also now out that 4 people at the Republican National Convention, the brief meeting they had in Charlotte on Monday, apparently had 4 people test positive for COVID. However, they were tested before entering the RNC and were reportedly sent home. This goes to show how powerful testing can be and reiterates my interest in the Abbott Labs $5 credit card-sized test. I really think that test can help us get back to normal, and I hope that test goes mainstream very quickly. I'm a huge supporter of this test, and honestly, if I could get my hands on one of those testing machines, I would open a testing station in front of my house for y'all. Additionally, the University of Washington now believes that we will rise to 317,000 deaths in America by December 1st. They've actually revised their death count up. Also, just a note on how politicized masks have become in this country, in case it wasn't already evident. When Donald Trump landed in New Hampshire to speak, an announcement came on that everybody should put their masks on, and the crowd in New Hampshire booed at the announcement to wear masks. Just a heads up as to what I do. I don't know if this is of any benefit to anybody, but I'm just going to quickly say it. Usually, because I look at a lot of real estate and I have to go into areas like small spaces or houses that could potentially have what I call a COVID cloud in them. If somebody's sick, then there's a COVID cloud in the air. And inside buildings, that could be very contagious, or like you could get sick from that very quickly. What I like to do is I like to wear, and you can see this, me post this on my Instagram story sometimes. I like to put on either a P100, which has a face shield built into it and the big filters on the side. But then also for other people, I put a little cloth mask over the front where the filter exhales. So that way I'm kind of double masking that way. Sometimes when I'm not going into sort of a more high-risk area, I'll put on like an N95 in like a grocery store and then a mask over that, because the N95s have those little filters too. Some of them do. So I personally like that, and maybe that's because I was a licensed contractor and I was really big on wearing N95s and P100s, so I'm really used to masks and their filtration. I know some people say, oh, but Kevin, virus particles are smaller than what even a P100 filters out. And that's not 100% true, because virus particles do have to ride something, and whatever they ride is usually larger than what the filter can filter out. So I'm not an expert on that, so don't take me for that, but obviously it might give you something to Google. So if you could get your hands on like a P100 and you're really nervous about it, and you could put a mask over that, I think that is an awesome tool to have. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching, and folks, we'll see you next time.